Tom O'Key now has give us some insight on an application that will help quantify the amount of darkness we can expect.
Thank you. And has everybody got their cell phones? I'm just going to direct you with your cell phones rather than trying to. I could put it up on the. John, is your Wi-Fi work? I mean, I know we have Wi-Fi here. If you could bring the light pollution map. I'm sorry we put you to this, but you became sort of like our guru on the IT thing here.
For the small organization, everybody does a little better.
That's why I work with these guys. They are so smart. Anyway, there's a thing called the light pollution map. And what it is it's a scientifically gathered data by satellites, and it's produced in a free access website. It was produced by a group of Italian scientists, and so you'll see in a minute what that means. But it's every year they update it by year, but it's actually updated more regularly than that. And the light pollution, so if you just go to a Google search on your phone and you just look up light pollution map, and the actual address is lightpollutionmap.list, not .org or .com, it's a .list. And but usually on a Google search it'll just automatically come up and you'll see light pollution map. And when you click on it, there's going to be a map that shows up. And John's just about there. So I'm starting with my phone now. Get access here. Go to Google. All right, here we are. And you see, I told you it was the Italians. And, of course, the Italians, they make the app open over Italy. Which and I suppose that makes sense. Anyway, so light pollution map, there we are, and I'm going to it myself, and I'm going to click on it. Okay, and John's already moving around pretty quickly here. He's scanned across, and you'll see that on your phone it opens up with a box, and just go ahead and close that out. That's your permissions and everything. You see Italy, and just start thumbing across, and you're going to get to the United States, and John's already there, and then you can start zooming in. Now you'll notice up on the top right-hand corner, there's a menu, and he's got the menu box open. Yours probably just shows 3 little bars. If you click on that, it'll show you choices of years. And at the very top, it says 2019. Just go ahead and select that one since that's the most recent map, and then just hit the bars again, it'll close. And now we have the most recent version. You can go back in time 10 years. I think it goes back to 2010 on this application. It's not an application on this Access website. And you can zoom in down to a square meter. And if you just do that, go ahead, John, you're doing well. Just zoom right in on our neighborhood, and you'll start seeing what we're seeing. Okay, so that's good right there. Let's start there. And you can see we've got Yucca Valley. We've got 29 palms. Let me see if I can focus a little better here.
Notice if you zoom out a bit, that they've overlaid, you can see the park, you can see the base.
Yeah, and the map actually has other layers. You can go digging into the menus here, and you're going to find a lot more information. And this is the scientific data that comes from satellite-collected light meter readings. It's called radiance. And so the radiance rating, so I can go in and I can touch Yucca Valley right there. Yeah, you can go ahead and there we use the mouse. Okay, so, and up comes a radiance meter reading. You can see it's got a value of 22.17. Shows you the altitude, shows you the location. We can go over here, and I'm going to pick a dark spot, and we'll touch there. Did I do it? Okay, sorry. I'll let you be in charge. If you're playing with your phone, all you have to do is just touch the map, and you'll see. And then don't close your main thing. Close up where the menu box. Look at, we're down to a value of 0.12. We just went from 38 plus down to a sub 1 number. This is just within our own region. You can see the base, you see 29 palms. I can go to our astronomy theater, I'll close out this one, and oops. And then I'm going to expand a bit and move. Well, I can't seem to. I want to go down here. Let's bring this part. Okay, so take me right into this spot right here. Okay, so there we are looking at approximately that little green patch there, just right off of there. That's where our astronomy theater is. That's the Joshua Tree Lake Campground. Just below it is the Sunfair District. We're coming down to Joshua Tree. You can see where the 29 Palms Highway, where it says that on the highway, and it says 62, that's the government center. That's where we got on the bus. And just down a little bit further to the right, going east, Copper Mountain College. And so you can look very specifically at what is making light that's visible from the night sky. And you can see the intrusions into it. So the light pollution map dot list gives you this information. Then we can go back in time and you can see how light pollution has changed. How light pollution has grown in certain areas as urban expansion, or there's been changes, or in some cases maybe gone down. I believe you guys use this information in being able to do the assessments that for instance, how the Dark Sky Park is being used. So there you go. There's a light pollution map. Does anybody have any questions about how to do any of this? It's a great tool, and Pat Flanagan actually thought it was magnificent. She says, but we got to show them that, so there you go. Thanks.
What are the units when you talk about 0.68 versus what is the 0.68 of what?
You know, it's like there's a percentage, and I'm not exactly sure where the top is. I think it's around 200 if we were to go to LA, for instance. All right, so we'll go to LA, and you'll see that the brightest places on the map go towards white. And if you click, we'll start getting... Yeah, it gets up to the point where you're at 150, and here's 134, and it's a comparative scale, really, where 0 is absolute black. You know, where 0 is as dark as you can get. So you go out in the ocean someplace, and you're going to find the darkest places. It's a comparative scale, and they used to use the Bartle scale, which is like what stars you could see. You know, the dimmer, the dimmer, the dimmer. And this is a radiance scale. This is a whole new... I'll let John explain. You understand better than I do. But
so you also remember when I showed something like this in my talk with San Bernardino County overlaid on it, and I said that there was a version looking down from overhead, which is this, and then there's the version that's on the ground looking up, which is this layer. And now if I go in here and I click somewhere on the map, what it will tell me, there's a whole bunch of information in here, but now this is a night sky quality information. So now you can compare, you know, if I'm in a place like this number that's highlighted right here where it says 21.65, there's an astronomer type unit that's connected to that. If I was standing in that place with that brightness at the zenith, I can see the Milky Way. But if I go into, you know, downtown Palm Springs over here, and now the number is 18.8, you can't see the Milky Way. The cutoff is somewhere around 19.5 to 20 when you begin to see it. So if you're standing in downtown Palm Springs, you don't see the Milky Way anymore. But if you're standing in parts of the Morongo Basin, it's still dark enough for you to be able to see that. And then also there's a version of this. I won't show it to you. If anybody wants to know about it, I'll tell you. But you can actually draw a little box or a little shape on the map, and it will add up all the light in that little shape, and it will do it year by year by year by year, and it will show you what the trend is for as big or as small of a space on the map as you want, which has been incredibly useful for us to watch what the cities and counties, et cetera, are doing. Yeah.
okay, let's go. We're going to go to one location because when we leave here tonight, we're going to go to a star party up at Sky's the Limit. And so now we're going to go to their location, and we're going to look at the numbers here. And then when we get out there, you'll be able to look up, and you'll be able to see what that means. And then it gives you an idea. So here we are right here on Utah Trail, and we're going to go right to about here. This is the north entrance of the park right there. That's good. Right there. So this is the location for, yeah, it's very good. It's very good. And so we're going to go there, and you can use this as a gauge for numbers. You can look elsewhere and see, you know, how does it look from that, your own eye comparison.
I can read the number from here. Can you tell me what the number is for there?
21.68.
Okay, thank you.
It's a magic number.
And another thing we brought with us was this. And on the current San Bernardino County lighting ordinance, this is an important tool, and we'll explain this later. And it's actually, you know what, and John was saying earlier, it's not a bad tool. Thank you, okay? You're Steve.